Hello pupils, you are welcome to General Studies class. I am Uncle Popo. Uncle Popo is here. I am also here. That's the response I want to hear. We are here together, 100% attention. That means I demand 100% attention from you. Our subject for today is social studies. Social studies is the subject. And in our last lesson, we talked about inter-ethnic marriage and intra-ethnic marriage. Now, I want to ask you a question. When you grow up and you are ripe enough to marry, what type of marriage do you want? Is it inter-ethnic marriage or intra-ethnic marriage? Which one will you prefer? Well, some are saying inter-ethnic marriage, some intra-ethnic marriage. I believe you have your reasons for that. Whether intra-ethnic marriage or inter-ethnic marriage, both marriages still have some challenges. And today, we have different marital failure in marriages. Because of that, we need to learn and know how to avoid marital problem in marriages. Our topic for today is marital failure. Let's look at the learning objectives. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to define marriage failure. 2, identify reasons for marital failure, and you should be able to state the effects of marital failure and how to avoid it. Marital failure. Marital failure refers to a marriage that has broken up or has been dissolved. Marital failure refers to a marriage that has broken up or has been dissolved. What does that mean? This means that the couple, the husband and wife, are no longer living together happily as husband and wife. The couple, the husband and wife, are no longer living happily as husband and wife. That is the marital failure. You can see this is just a typical example of a husband and wife, and from this disagreement, it could lead to two of them being separated. Now, let's look at the reasons for marital failure. What are the reasons for marital failure? Number 1 is misunderstanding or lack of love. Misunderstanding or lack of love. This can probably happen if the period of premarital courtship was too short, or both were hiding their true characters when they were courting. During the courtship, maybe the period for courting was too short. They could not study each other before they fully involved in getting married. And at times, the husband or the wife might be hiding some of his or her characters, and at the end, when they get married, they discover that they don't truly love each other, and this could lead to marital failure. That's misunderstanding or lack of love. Next one is intolerance. Say that. Intolerance. When the wife and husband say things, including maybe their religion, their ways of life, differently, and they are not able to tolerate each other's point of view. If the husband thinks this way and the wife is thinking in another way, it could lead to marital failure. Intolerance. And that's a major reason why we have marital failure today. Unlike our great mothers then and fathers, they were tolerating each other and they could last long. But today, intolerance is the major reason why we have marital failure. Husband will want it this way, the wife will disagree, and it's a problem. Next is childlessness. Childlessness is another one. Children are still continuously regarded in Nigeria as the main reason for marriage. Don't forget, in Nigeria, children are still continuously regarded in Nigeria as the main reason for marriage. Difference in blood groups between husband and wife may result in having children with sickle cell blood disorder who often die young, thereby threatening the marriage. Next one is unfaithfulness or adultery. Unfaithfulness or adultery. This happens if either the wife is having an extramarital affair with other men, or the husband is having an affair with women other than his or her wives. That's another reason unfaithfulness or adultery is a problem. No man or no woman will like this, and because of that, they go into separate ways. Next one is interference from outsiders. Interference, especially from the relatives, who often incite husband against the wife and the wife against the husband with the aim of separating them. If they allow interference from outsiders, it could lead to a marital failure, because they allow somebody telling the husband what to do or the wife on what to do. It could cause a problem. So interference from outsiders is another one. Another one is lack of money. This may be due to loss of employment, particularly on the part of the man, to enable him fulfill his responsibility as the family's breadwinner. The marriage may break up if the wife is not ready to endure. That's another major reason, because money to do some basic things in the family, if the husband could not provide certain percentage of money at home, it could lead to marital failure. Now on to effects of divorce or marital failure. 1. Loneliness. Loneliness, that's one effect of marital failure. The husband may be lonely, or the wife may be lonely. They may not have the companionship again because of the breakup. Next one is improper upbringing of the children. Improper upbringing of the children, that's another effect of marital failure. If the children live with their mother, it means they will lack the required fatherly upbringing. If they stay with their father, it means they will lose their motherly care and love. There is no way the two will be balanced, because if the child lives with the mother, such a child may lose that fatherly care. If he stays with the father, such a child may lose that motherly care. So improper bringing of the children is another effect. Next one is punishment for the children. How? If the children stay with their father who has decided to marry another wife, the new wife, that's the stepmother, may not treat them well. The same can also happen if they stay with the mother who decides to marry another husband. So the children will be in trouble. That's another effect. Our next one is single parent family weaknesses. Single parent family weaknesses. Children brought up in single parent family may have worse characters than those brought up in two parent family. Children brought up in single parent family may have worse characters than those brought up in two parent family. That's another effect of marital failure. Then, how do we avoid marital failure? We don't want it to happen. I know all of you do not want to experience it when it's time. So let's check how to avoid marital failure. 1. Long courtship. It's advised to study each other for a long period of time before getting married. That's the number 1. Number 2 is blood test before marriage. Blood test before marriage. That means the wife to be or the husband to be should get their blood test and see if they are compatible to marry each other. It's very important. Blood test before marriage. Next one is adequate parental advice and guidance. Adequate parental advice and guidance. There is no way we will hide away from our parental advice and guidance because they are more experienced and exposed, so we need much of their exposure to guide us and lead us right. So adequate parental advice and guidance is another one. Next is less interference. You do not allow outsiders to interfere on your own personal affair as husband and wife. And I also have determination by couples to live happily. It's a matter of determination that this marriage must succeed. This marriage will not break up. Then they will need to tolerate each other and make it work. So that's determination by couples to live happily. You can see when the love is there, the house, the family will enjoy it. In today's lesson, I've successfully talked about marital failure, and you were told that marital failure refers to a situation where the couple are no longer living together happily as husband and wife. Reasons for marital failure, we talked about misunderstanding or lack of love, intolerance, childlessness, unfaithfulness or adultery, interference from outsiders, and lack of money. What are the effects of divorce? We also talked about loneliness, improper bringing of the children, and punishment for the children. And lastly, how to avoid marital failure, long courtship, blood test before marriage, adequate parental advice and guidance, less interference, determination by couples to live happily. All these we want to test you and see how you have listened in today's lesson. It's evaluation time, it's activities time. Now the question number 1, what is marital failure? Question number 2, write 3 reasons for marital failure. And question number 3, mention 2 ways to avoid marital failure. Your time starts now. Eyes on me. Uncle Popo is here. I believe you are still there. Let's see how you've performed in today's lesson. Answers. Marital failure refers to a marriage that has broken up or has been dissolved. That's the definition for marital failure. 3 reasons: misunderstanding or lack of love, intolerance, childlessness, and or any of the reasons I gave to you while teaching is also correct. And the last one, mention 2 ways to avoid marital failure: long courtship, blood test before marriage, and others. Mark accordingly and rate yourself. We have come to the end of today's lesson. Until next time, Uncle Popo says, keep on studying. Bye.